What's up, YouTube? How's it going? I'm back again with some updates on the devlog. Um, I've been going absolutely crazy. I had an epiphany. So I've been playing on the survival world that we've been building. Um, Obviously, I've shown you guys a lot of the game mechanics and that. I haven't really shown you the test world. Maybe I'll show you guys that in a video soon. I got a couple of friends on there. We're just testing out mechanics and having a good time. That's pretty much fantastic. I'm really enjoying all of the things that I've added. Um, just seeing how the world progresses, and I'm doing some balancing and so on and so forth as I go through it all. Though, what I have noticed is because your Pokemon can die almost at any time. People are like especially afraid to battle bosses. I got gym leaders in, but I don't really have like the end game gym leaders and that in. That's like the overall goal of what you'd be working towards and building teams for. With the Nuzlocke rules, that if you faint, you're dead. It does make it pretty tough. um, I've noticed that a lot of the guys are just absolutely terrified. They have no interest in fighting anyone they know they can't beat, just in case you lose someone that you put a lot of work into, or your favorite shiny. So I had this like itch for battling, and nothing there was really scratching it. So what I did is I started planning on how I can get like that itch scratched for battling. What I've landed up on is I've gone full battle royale. I've made a new game mode called the Purge, right? And in this new game mode, it's essentially a battle royale. Up to 64 players are going to drop into a world. The the match lasts 90 minutes, so you have 90 minutes where you can battle Pokemon, make streaks, build a team. Really, PvP is enabled during this time, so if you are busy running around, anyone can battle you. If your Pokemon die there, your streak's killed, as well as you lose those Pokemon. If you lose completely, like you white out, you drop all of your items and you're essentially out of the purge. So it's going to be 90 minutes long. And then if there are still players surviving at the end of that 90 minutes, there is a 16-player tournament that then like happens where the winner will finally be crowned. Yeah, so I'll just walk you guys through that. If you go purge Q, whoops, fucking type today. There we go. I'm the only person queued. I have set it up so that just one person can play, because obviously I need to test these things. You see, I start with one random Pokemon. Um, there'll be waystones like this across the map where people can spawn. I don't think you'd spawn next to it like this. It would pretty much be in a radius around the waystone. Mm, that's just like one of the waystones. I started off with a Quaxley, which is pretty cool. So from here on, this compass will point you to the center of the storm. Um, Obviously, the storm's quite large right now. You can see at the top it shows the radius is at 2,000 blocks, and we're in phase one, which is hold for now. The next shift when the circle will shrink is in 19 minutes 15 seconds, and I'm safe. And then you can see at the top it also says I'm rank one. Well, I'm the only person playing at the moment, and I have a score of 0. So the score and the rank is in what position you'll be seeded in the tournament. Because the tournament's only going to be top 16, I have to cut it off somewhere. I figured most people will probably die in the pursuit of making your team and trying to get ready for the tournament anyway. So the top 16, if there is 17 people around, that's kind of a shame, because then your score does come in and you get cut. So that just also keeps people battling. You get your score up by battling Pokemon and battling trainers, right? You also start with 2 repels. That's going to be useful just to get you through the first night, an ether, and 3 potions, 5 Pokeballs. That Cofferigus, I'm not going anywhere near. But so essentially, every game will start off with you essentially what I call the looting phase. So during this time, it's just about getting your level up, um, getting your streak up, catching a couple of decent ones to start rounding out your team, and focusing on drops. Like food is kind of important. I've also noticed that in the streaks will sustain you food wise if you do have a decent streak. But of course, if you're battling people all the time, that is a bit difficult. Okay, I'm only water, not flying yet. That's why I don't get stabbed. So what I've thought is like the best way to get started is obviously just to pick on a couple of level twos around where you spawned, get your level up, catch a couple of dudes, and get a team together. At this moment in time, I have set it up so that there's AI in the tournament, which isn't fantastic, but it's just to test how the tournament would work and the seeding works. Cool. Yeah, you see, that's a good example. I've already got some drops. I do think. Well, I still have to give some thought to if I am going to give out a mega ring and mega bracelets at the start of a purge. Um, do you have to beat one of the bosses? That's a good question. I think once we do balance testing, we'll be able to figure that out. If anyone does want to join in the testing phase, please just drop a comment below. I definitely need more people than friends I currently have. So it would be great if you could join and just help me test out the early stages of the purge. What I was thinking is because we got the streak points that you also build up over here that you can spend at the Black Caravan, I'll have those points carry on from this world into the other world, into the survival world. Also, I'll be setting it up so that there'll be two servers, possibly three, a home server, and then the survival server, and then the purge server. Because the purge servers, the map's going to get wiped after every time we play. Though we'll have one set map for now with a couple of waystones, and we'll add a couple of builds and maybe a pokey center here or there. Um, just to get like people comfortable with it. And then obviously as time goes by, we'll add new maps with different biomes that you can take part in. But yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll give myself Pokey Give. Me a let's just go for an Aerodactyl and a I don't know, a Zekrom. So that's probably a bit too much. But anyway, so now if I do say purge skip to the eliminators, we can go to the tournament stage. There will be now for now we're just falling through the sky. There will be like little arenas that we battle in. For now, obviously, I'm just testing, so that's not really necessary. In during the tournament phase, if you do lose a Pokemon, it will not be released. Um, okay, so I do see that I lost my run. That's probably fair. It doesn't really matter anymore at this point. Yeah, that's not going to help me out. You lose your mons, but you don't lose your mons during the tournament, just so that it can be more fun and the finalists don't end up with like two Rattatas going head to head. I've just set all of the NPC Pokemon to level 25 with decent move pools, but ideally I don't really want to be using the NPCs. That's more for testing purposes. But if I might just leave it around in the beginning phases for cheers Aerodactyl, just so we can test and feel out how well it works. Can I Is Gigalith ground type? No, only rock. Oh, but of course you can protect. Yeah, the double protect. You'd love to see it. It is quite fun purging, building a team. Every single time I've noticed that I've built my team differently, depending on who you find, really, what items you get. Often I might get like a Thunderstone or something like that, and then try and get something that can evolve with that or whatever. So what I've noticed is it's definitely like a fun way to get that battling itch scratched. I'll just quickly win this fight, and then we can just talk through the rest. Okay, you are going to get one-shotted. For now, there's no PCs in the Purge. Your team of 6 is essentially your team. The reason being that I don't really want to overcomplicate it too much. If you want to catch a Pokemon, the best thing to do is, well, okay, that's sort of broken. What's happened? I'm frozen. Oh no, I'm not. Never mind. Yeah, if you catch a 7th Pokemon, it will go to your PC storage, but that will just be removed. Okay, cool. So there we go. I've gone into the next fight. Not really any sort of message or anything at this point, but yeah, Quaxley is back. Of course, forfeiting will get you kicked out of. That's my mouse that doesn't want to click. Forfeiting any battle will get you kicked out of the tournament as well. There we go. So for now, that's clearly still broken. I do need to fix that, as well as forfeits in PvP battles. But once that is set up, then we're pretty much good to go. Though I have tested a couple, and a lot of the mechanics do work well. I'm going to carry on with this, and I'll give you guys an update. But like I said, if you guys do want to take part in the testing phase, please just drop a comment below. I'd really appreciate it. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and like and subscribe.